It's like really early Monday morning for me. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is good. I wanted to be up this early. I threw in the towel on yesterday because it just sucked. Honestly, I started off good, and I even wanted to, well, I guess let me back up. So I was really stressed about some changes I had to make at work. And it was eating me up on a personal level more so than a business level, because I knew it was the right choice business level wise. But anyway, it was still impacting me. And I mean, it's the holidays and things are just, not, the holidays are stressful. My schedule is stressful. There's a lot of things that are stressful right now. And I was invited to a meditation yesterday morning. So I started the day with the meditation, which was great. It was a good way to start the day. I started getting things done, making some progress, chipping away. And then I answered a voice note. And essentially what ended up happening was communication that I shouldn't have been having on a Sunday. And by that I mean I was trying to get things done and take the day for myself. And I ended up on the phone when I went up to go do some self-care and the hydro massage and the tanning booth. And I really learned what somebody's true colors were like. And I was very, very frustrated and aggravated and hurt and pissed off and a whole lot of freaking things. And I'm very grateful for my recovery, because it would have went even uglier if I had my attitude on. I mean, it definitely showed a little yesterday. More so in the fact that here's what I did. I broke my own rule, and I'm sharing this with you so you don't break your rules too, because we got to create boundaries. So when the person first reached out to me, I said, listen, I'm trying to not ignore you, but I'm just not in a good space to help you. And he had no idea what was going on. And he kept pushing. And I knew I just didn't have the capacity to talk to him without insulting him. Like sometimes we have to step away. And I have some, I don't want to say like animosity or resentment. I just know that there are things about my relationship with him that were good and things about him with my relationship that were bad. I feel like I'm talking about one of my past coaches. I feel like he kind of sold me on his program and on his agenda. I went into it thinking that he was there to help me, which he was, but on his terms and with his vision of what I should do. And a lot of good things came out of our relationship, so I just kind of let it go. But there was those things that were churning on the underneath that I just never addressed with him. And when I'm in a good state of mind, it doesn't matter. I'm just like, whatever. I didn't really think I was hanging on to it. It just was. Like, I just feel like he manipulated me. It was a lesson learned. And, I try to be a little guarded, but friendly and whatever. Like, life goes on. And a lot of good things came out of it. So I have so much gratitude around knowing him. I learned things. And now, this weekend, I learned things the hard way. And it sucked. It really fucking sucked. And I think I need like one of those full-blown ugly cries, like I think I need to cleanse my soul of him and of just the stress. And I haven't really done that. Like, I don't know, somehow holding the tears back, kind of like how I hold back my sneezes. But I gotta get through this. So because I just couldn't snap myself out, and I tried all my tricks, and I know I preach all the time, play the song, do the meditation, whatever. And sometimes there's days that it just doesn't work. And yesterday was one of those days. And part of it not working was because I just wanted to stew in it. I wanted to be entitled to be miserable and process my feelings and just sulk. So I ended up going to bed really early. And here I am, up at 3:30. And I'm going to have an amazing Monday. I'm going to get stuff accomplished, and I'm going to learn things, and I'm going to have fun, and I'm just going to be grateful that I'm okay. I'm okay. There's nothing earth shattering here. There's nothing that's, I'm probably even giving it too much energy just talking about it, right? But I need to talk about it, because we know that that's one of my coping skills. And I felt very loved and supported by my friends yesterday, the ones who knew what were going on and the ones who didn't. And it's okay. Yeah, that's it. In our group at the center, when Michelle was going through all that tough stuff and leading up to going to jail and all that stuff, there was a line that we already, I think Oscar started it, to be honest, but we would say, it's already all right. It's all right already. It's already all right. No, it's already all right. Screwing it up. Sorry. It's still early in the morning, right? And that's just it. It's already all right. Like, I'm happy that this is like one of those transition times. And in reflecting, what can I do better? I really shouldn't even look at my phone. I'm actually regretting I gave my cousin my old phone because I thought it would be, a good fit for her daughter, but I'm kind of regretting it. I should have kept a second phone to have for the things that, like my meditations and stuff, but that didn't have phone service to ring or interrupt. So I'm reprogramming myself today. I just moved all my things that give me notifications that are important to my second screen. And I'm just going to do a better job of looking at them on my terms. That was the other thing. I was feeling very drained because I've been giving, my energy, my time, my mental space, my emotion to all these other people, places, and things that weren't, like, that's fine. That's who I am, and that's what I stand for. And this is the other lesson that I want to share with you. Like, sometimes we just need to recharge our batteries, right? Like, we have to, if we think about my bucket and my bucket being full of positivity, a significant amount of the time, if I gave that positivity away to everybody, I need to replenish it in my bucket. And the meditation and what I was trying to do just wasn't enough to do it yesterday. So now I use sleep and some meditation while I was sleeping, actually, and I'm going to process through it, and it's going to be okay. And today's a much better day, right? Like, because I slept and recharged my batteries. And once the day gets going, I start accomplishing things, and I start communicating, and I get my game face on, and I don't look at notifications on the phone. Then I'll be back, and those accomplishments and that good energy will recharge my bucket, and I will be ready to show up for the world the way I want to. So it's all good. I just I'm actually still a little flabbergasted and hurt by the situation, but it's okay. This too shall pass, is what they say. So how about a reading, now that you got 10 minutes of my ranting? So November 23rd, the quote is from a program saying, "Keep coming back. It works if you work it." The last 4 words of that slogan capture our attention. If you work it. Most of the time, we do work the program, but then sometimes we don't. We forget to pray. We skip and amend. We're discourteous. We begin again to think only of ourselves. We know from our own experience that we have to work our recovery program each and every day. We can't just work it on Mondays and Fridays or when we really need it. Also, we need to make the effort ourselves. No one else can do it for us. And the best ways are the active ways: reading literature, going to a meeting, a daily communing with our higher power, giving the program away, and helping others. When we feel like we have it together, and begin slowly drifting away, if only for a day or so, we can pray for the reminder that we need to work our program each and every day. God will give us the guidance, but we need to actively work our program. Today, let me find one way to work on my program and stick with it. This is crucial. This is part of why I show up every day, to do a reading and to chat with you. That's part of my recovery work that I work on every day. I've also created some accountability in a different way. I have been engaged, trying to get more engaged in the alcohol free group that I'm in. I led a couple meetings last week, and I think I'm leading another one in another week or two. And that keeps me, connected to the group. It's another way of serving by leading a meeting, right? Like, meetings don't happen unless someone facilitates it. It has to be built into our routines so that we're successful with it, because just a day away, 2 days away, like, it gets easier the more days that add up that we're not actively working on our recovery. And that's part of why I think I'm passionate about the transparency, because I can own it and say it to other people. Like, I have to do the thing. I have to protect my recovery. And I'm not hiding anything. And anybody that has any love or care for us in any context is going to understand that, because we're just trying to do the next right thing. So I'm a big advocate for this, work in your recovery everyday stuff. Whether it could be just taking 2 minutes to read, to read the book, to text a friend in the group, to look in the mirror and say, am I showing up today the way I want to show up? Writing things down in a gratitude journal, whatever the things are, it's all part of keeping our buckets full. And my example from this weekend is, I just didn't do enough of it, right? Like, I do it, but I didn't do enough of it. And you can see what happens as somebody who does make a conscious effort every day and does try to keep the good juju up, so to speak, and the recovery stuff there, and my positivity bucket full. Sometimes it still depletes, and we have to be aware of that. Otherwise, we can get in some serious trouble. I mean, the casino behind me is open right now, and like Saturday night, I went to go leave at like 4 o'clock. You would think that it was like New Year's Eve, how full that parking lot was. And it would be so easy to just go join the party, right? Yeah, so easy to lose my entire life, but it's always there. And the same thing with, I haven't struggled a whole lot with quitting alcohol. Like, I don't feel like I have urges. I think about it sometimes because it's always there, and I'm mindful of the choices I have to make around it. Like before my trip, figuring out if I was going to drink or not. But it generally doesn't get a lot of energy or power. But Saturday, I heard my mind and my body saying, like, fuck it, go get drunk, or drink, because I was not, I don't know, like, I just couldn't replenish my bucket. Now, drinking wouldn't have filled my bucket, but the urge is such a strong word, but it was on my mind. It was on my mind enough that I messaged my counselor and said, hey, I'm thinking about having fermented juice. That's what she calls it, which is really funny. I won't, but I'm thinking about it. And just being aware of it and holding myself accountable to the feeling and feeling the feeling and getting past the feeling made it better. I didn't have to tell her that I was thinking about it. I didn't have to tell anybody. I didn't have to go where I went. I didn't have to stay sober where I went. Like, I didn't have to do those things. But if I drank, I would have been even less productive and more of a shit show yesterday. Instead of just emotions, I would have had emotions and probably a horrible hangover. And then I would have been beating myself up because we're coming up on, I think I'm only like a few weeks away from having a year alcohol free, which freaking blows my mind. And it's not that I can't drink, but if I drink Saturday because I was struggling, then that's everything I don't want to be with my relationship with alcohol, right? Versus if I drink, I don't know, in just like a random situation, like maybe out to dinner and wine sounds good because I have a sweet tooth and I want something sweet to go with my dessert or whatever. Like, to me, that feels very different than what my feelings were around it on Saturday. On Saturday, it was like, I'm gonna deal with this shit. If I'm drinking, I won't be thinking about the shit. And it's easy to do, whether it's gambling, drinking, whatever. But again, being fully honest with you here, so you get to know the roller coaster as it goes. So please be mindful of this. Learn from my rough weekends, please. That's why I share. And the detail that I do is so that you have the option to learn from my mistakes. You're going to make your own. We all will. We're stubborn, right? If we have our attitude on, especially, we're stubborn. We're going to do things our way. We have to learn the hard way, just kind of like a teenager. But at least you know you're not alone, and you can get to the other side of it. That's I guess, the message today. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep working your program, your recovery, whatever that looks like. Know that there's resources. I'm going to continue to stress that as we go into the holidays, especially because I'm having such a weird, I don't know the right word. It's just, I don't know what it is, but I'm off. And I'm blaming the holidays. I don't know if it's really the holidays. I'm just a little off. So I have to be more diligent and more cognizant of every feeling and every thought so that I don't get myself in trouble. Now, I have something maybe that you don't. I have a responsibility to all of you. Like, I've created this container where if I screw up, you're going to know, because I'm not going to show up. And it would show you that everything I've ever said to you doesn't work. Like, in my mind, that's what that would mean. So I take it very personally, and I don't want to blow it. Like, if I go back to drinking, I'm going to tell you probably beforehand, maybe right after, whatever that looks like. And I'll tell you if it's a coping drink or a celebration drink or whatever. Like, right now I'm saying that I won't drink again until I make my first $1 million. I said I'd have some champagne when that happens. Now, I didn't make my first $1 million yet, right? That's my goal for 2021, but I haven't done that yet, so I don't actually have to worry about that. If I'm working my program and living on one day at a time and just worrying about right now, in this moment, and being present. So happy Monday, guys. I hope that you guys start the week off amazing. I hope that you're either up early or being productive or doing whatever makes you feel right this day. And I will